morning, students. Welcome back, students. Students, we will be discussing further. Yesterday we have discussed the reforms, the changes that were taken place, the policies which were taken place in the agricultural sector. But yesterday in the video we have studied two of our reforms, that is, one was institutional reform and the other was technical reform. But today we will be studying the general reforms. What were the changes which has taken place, and there was an increase in the agricultural output. The crop production have increased. So what were the basis of these reforms which were kept, and what are the changes which have taken place? First was expansion of irrigation facilities. The irrigation or the permanent means of the irrigation facilities, which were only 17%. The land, cultivated land which was provided with the irrigation facilities were only 17% in 1951. But till date, 45% of the lands have got in India the permanent means of irrigation. So that means they are not dependent only on the rainfall. So there are some permanent means of irrigation facilities which were given on these lands and they are irrigated. So 45% of the cultivated land got irrigated in till date. So next was provision of credit. This is a very important concept. Credit means udhar. Clear? As I have told in my last video also, after the independence, and because the people of the villages are very uneducated and don't want to go into documentation of the loan processes, they were very restricted towards the taking loan from the banks. They wanted the merchandisers or the money lenders or zamindars to give them loan at a very higher rate. But because of these cooperative societies, the rural banks, the regional banks, these provisions of the credit facilities will become very handy to the rural area people. So in we can talk about that there were until now there are 94,647 agricultural societies, cooperatives, banks were there, societies were there, and there were 768 regional rural banks which were providing loans to these villagers or the farmers at a very low rate. Now we can talk about till 2017 and 18, around 12 crore rupees flow as an institutional money. Credit facilities were given around this much rupees, which were given to the farmers for their betterment or for the providing of the day-to-day activities, for seed purchasing, for irrigation, tube wells, tractors, threshers, many things which were required in the agricultural processes. In 1982, the government bank NABARD was introduced, because NABARD, the full form of NABARD is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This bank was only introduced in India for the betterment of the agricultural facilities, and they provided small and marginal farmers very small amount, छोटे marginal जो loans होते थे, जिससे कि जो farmers हैं वो बहुत successful हो सके. So these developments took place in 1982. These banks come up in India and they provided a good loans to the villagers at a very low rate and very less documentation. And if the villagers need that कि आप वहीं पे आके उनके forms वगैरह भर दो और documentation, so by very less processes, there very less charging fees, the villagers got the betterment of these NABARDs. The NABARD only work for the agricultural and rural development, for the development of these rural areas only. Regulated banks and cooperative marketing societies come up in India. The regulated markets were there. Why we are talking about these regulated markets? Because the people wanted, the farmers wanted that the price should not go down. So this regulated market has a price mechanism so that the price should not be charged very less by the farmers, or the farmers should not sell at a very low pricing. So these cooperative marketing societies, what they used to do, they used to bulk purchase from the farmers, and then they used to, small farmers used to go in these cooperative societies, marketing societies, and then they used to market the product under one brand name. So these societies do not sell their product, the farmers product, at a very low cost, so that the minimum prices were achieved by these farmers. The price support policy, that is very important, the minimum support price policy, which were given by the government to the farmers, like ration shops and all. The minimum support price policies were given to the farmers, so that the farmers cannot sell, or the public will not purchase. इस प्राइस से नीचे प्राइस आप चार्ज ही नहीं कर सकते हो, आप इससे नीचे प्राइस में सामान बिकेगा ही नहीं. सो मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस वाज देयर, एंड बिलो दैट प्राइस द product would not be sold in the market. So these were the things, these were the reforms which were set by the planning commission, so that there were huge changes which took place in the agrarian economy, that is the agricultural sector. Now what was the major achievement in this agrarian reform? The major achievement was there, that means there was a green revolution, and not only at one point of time, but there were two major green revolution in the food grain sector. In that means the green revolution. What is green revolution? That means हरित क्रांति, जैसे हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में. हरित क्रांति means the Indian economy got increase in the production, and हर जगह आप हरियाली ही हरियाली देगा. That means mainly in the basic necessity goods, which is known as wheat and pulses and rice. So wheat में, food grains में increase था 25% का. That was a huge increase when we talk about the changes which took because of these reforms. And there was a green revolution. The green revolution was having two phases. In 1960 to 1970, there was a green revolution in the states of Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. And in second phase, we can see there was a green revolution because Harit Kranti was there. You can see the large number of crops were there which were produced in the different areas of the country in mid 70s to mid 80s. So when we talk about these things, that means after these reforms which took place by the government, the changes in our agricultural sector was huge. The green revolution come up in India, the achievements were huge. When we talk about these points, there was an attainment in the growth, the stuff in the crop productivity. There was a huge change in the crop productivity. When we talk about these three major crops, there was a huge production. So when we talk about the reforms achievement, when we talk about the first major crop, which is known as the wheat crop, so there was in 2018-19, there was an increase in 3,408 kg per hectare. There was a crop production of wheat, which was compared in 1991, which was only 660 kgs per hectare of output, which was produced after these reforms were taken place. So there was a huge crop production. That was means it's a giant increase in the crop productivity, mainly in these three products, these three crop. This is known as our basic crops. Rice. There was an increase in 2018-19. The increase was huge. You can see that 2,000 kgs, that means 2,665 kg per hectare output was there, which was compared in 1991. It was only 665 kgs per hectare. When we talk similarly, when we talk about maize production was also increased, which was only 704 kgs per hectare in 1951, but it increased to 1,114 kgs per hectare in 2018 and 19. That means the huge production of the crop was there. So the crop productivity increased. When we talk about the rise in acreage, acreage means the area which was under cultivation, the area which was used for only agricultural farming. So these areas have increased. The rise of these areas were huge. No doubt the residential areas were also increased. That means the apartments, these people who are living and the standard of living, hospital, but the areas which were used only for farming also increased. The land, the soil, as I've told you, preparation of the soil was done. So the soil was being fertilized so that the output could be increased. So one important concept was shift to commercial farming, substantive farming, what we have done yesterday. Substantive farming, that means सिर्फ अपने लिए production करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. The outlook should be changed. The farming should not be only for ourselves. That means one thing, we are very satisfied क्योंकि हमें कुछ और चाहिए ही नहीं. दूसरा, हम produce ही इतना कर पाते हैं. So substantive farming जो है वो commercialized farming हो गए. Now people started producing cash crops also, except the substantive products also. So wage crop से हमारा cash crop पे भी production है. Cotton, wheat, cotton, jute, tea, coffee, the cashew nuts, the spices, these are all cash crops. So these cash crops got a huge market and they are exporting. That means we are exporting these cash crops. So commercial farming exists होने लगी. The people started doing profit making business. So the outlook of the farmers changed. The farmers which were only thinking that हम तो सिर्फ प्रोडक्शन के लिए बने हैं, हमारे पास प्रॉफिट्स नहीं आएंगे, हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी अच्छी नहीं होंगी, हम तो फार्मर्स हैं. But that farmers outlook changed. They are now has become huge sellers of the exporters of the goods. So they have got a brand name of their product. So these farmers outlook changed. And when we talk about these things, it is very important. Now when we talk about these achievements, there are some negative points also. That means the failures, when we talk about the failures of this is known as the failures. Today we will discuss what is the failures of the green revolution also. What do you mean by failures? Failures means कहाँ पर green revolution में problem आए. Failures यहाँ पर मतलब है green revolution अच्छा था but negative concept क्या हुआ. सबसे पहले negative concept है जो हमारी economy face कर रही थी गैपिंग. द इकोनॉमिक वेल्थ में जो गैपिंग थी, पुअर है और रिचर है, वो और बढ़ गया. So the farmers which were rich, they could afford the commercialized products, the commercialized things, commercialized this high yielding seeds, the products manufacturing, the storage capacity they used to have, उनके products अच्छे हो गए और वो rich भी हुए. The poor farmers again they were struggling by these credit policies and all. So उनके जो low rate of interest की वजह से भी वो तब भी उनके problems में रहे. इसके अलावा अगर आप बात करें तो व्हाट वी टॉक अबाउट रीजनल डिस्पैरिटीज हुई. रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी मीन्स कई स्टेट्स तो बहुत अमीर हो गए, कई स्टेट्स गरीब हो गए. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट पंजाब, आंध्र प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, दे आर रिच. केरला, दे आर रिच areas. But when we talk about Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, they are poor areas because of green revolution. Green revolution का impact था. जो areas रिच हुए, वो जहाँ पर एक्चुअली वीट प्रोडक्शंस का जहाँ पर एक्चुअली ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन आया, वो एरियाज ज़्यादा रिच हो गए एज कंपेयर टू बिहार एंड मध्य प्रदेश. अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हुआ क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन का. उसके अलावा एक और बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग है, हमारा जो केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स है, क्योंकि हमने उसका यूज़ बहुत ज़्यादा किया, उसका जो ड्रॉबैक है वो हमें दिखा जब हम ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं. वी शिफ्टेड टू केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स. इन स्पाइट आवर कंट्री इज नोन एज काउ एंड दिस काउ डंग एंड ऑल, मतलब हम वहाँ पर ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग कर सकते थे, जो आज का कंसेप्ट है. बट जब ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन आया, उसका नेगेटिव पॉइंट था कि हमने केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स, इंसेक्टिसाइड्स एंड पेस्टिसाइड्स का ज़्यादा यूज़ किया, जो कि हमारे लिए एक ड्रॉबैक बन गया था. So अगर हम ये बात करें कि हमारी इकोनॉमी बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स में रही है, सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन, हमने जो केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स का यूज़ किया वो हमारे आगे की जनरेशन के लिए, जैसे हम बोलते हैं क्या बोलते हैं, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट है वो हमने अपनी इकोनॉमी को नहीं दिया बिकॉज ऑफ ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन। सेकेंड, कुछ क्रॉप्स ऐसी थी जो बहुत एडवांटेज में रही, जैसे wheat, rice and maize. These were the major crops which got huge production. That means the crops may be, states में तो uneven productivity distribution हुआ, but crops में भी some crops were more focused, some crops were less focused. So these are the disadvantages, but because of major advantages, these advantages were foregone when we talk about these green revolution and these reforms. So do you think, I just ask you one question, after listening to these advantages and disadvantages, the reforms, and what you have gained by these reforms after listening to the green revolution, do you think India won one more green revolution in this era? Think and answer. This much for today. Have a nice day. Stay blessed.